What up, world? What up, world? Excuse me, because it's not enough lighting in here, and I'm using the front camera. But it's some. You see the shadow, the darkness? Nah, I'm just playing. um, Welcome to the journey of life, soul, and spirit. The journey of you, the journey of me, the journey of all of us as a collective whole. All right. So I'm not gonna. I really don't want to be long on this video. Um, I just feel like I had some things to say because of some things that came up. I would not mention no names, you know what I'm saying? Because I really don't truly know these people 100%. Um, One I would say I got a reading from. The other one I learned a lot of knowledge and esoteric teachings. Um, the other one is into Malachi Z. York, and I would just say I asked Spirit to guide me to some things one day. And I said, who is Malachi Z. York? Like, not saying if he real, but is he legit? Is there a reason for all of this, right? I take my uncle and my brother to do a job because they were rehabbing houses at the time on the south side of Chicago, east side. And something just said, get out the car, walk around, or whatever. So I walked around the block. I was gonna go the other direction, but I went back towards the main street. And then I went around to the next block. And lo and behold, and I was smoking my blunt by the way too. Just relaxing, enjoying the summer day. Well, it was the end of summer. Lo and behold, I come across a place that has Malachi Z. York and the planet's Ria's information, the stuff that people talk about when it comes to the New Wapian Nation. I thought that that was pretty awesome. That Spirit gave me that. So I'm not going to just teach his teachings or nothing like that. I only speak on him because that is my introduction to him. Now, a lot of people have a lot of things to say. Um, I got love for the brother Bobby Hemet. He had his own opinion or whatever was going on, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But Bobby had some shit. Malachi Z. York got some shit. I think if you listen to him, you'll see like where him and Bobby connect because all of that is leading us back to where we're going. So I just wanted to share that. That wasn't even a sidebar. That's going to lead me into what I was going to say. Because I'm sitting here watching a video. And like I said, I don't need clout, so I'm not going to sit here and say who it is. I went on a deleting spree and unsubscribed from a lot of people. A lot of energies I felt that I didn't need to be bothered with anymore. Because Spirit was giving me this, like, you have this gift. Why are you keep going to these people that keep regurgitating the same shit that you've been learning and we gave you the knowing and knowledge of? Because that's how we get our downloads, right? Everything is confirmed. We read things in a book, history, and everything is confirmed. Right now, we all know we're in a spiritual war. All right. This is December the 17th, 2023. And we are getting close to the thick of it. I would just say that. Okay. So whenever you watch this video, it's still going to be prevalent to the now moment until we make it over to the other side of what we're accomplishing here, because we called all this shit down, the government and all that stuff, to be thrown away, and they're fighting amongst themselves. Okay. And thank you, Spirit. That Spirit keeping me on track. They're fighting amongst themselves. Okay. Not only are they doing that, it's creating a certain type of energy, and it has to happen because it's the karma. All right. And racism is not what we think it is. I had to do some soul searching on that. and it really isn't, because the people that really run this world look just like me, or they got melanated features, big broad nose, big lips, but they're, I wouldn't call them light skinned, they're albino with blonde hair. Okay, so they are the puppet masters. Of course, it's people that look like me and darker. That's with the shits. That's who your Illuminati and those are. So I would just share that. And they're all fighting amongst themselves, including the other races. This is why all this shit is going on. Now, I say all of this to say because a lot of people have been talking about the spiritual community and the conscious community lately. I shared this in the video for where I talk about the 13 and the 14 energy. And I think Spirit cut that video off for a reason, because I don't think the way I was going with it, and I felt some energy, some future energy that hasn't even, well, past, present, and future all runs cohesively together, right? So, I'm sorry, my sister texted me. She throwing me off right now. Hold on. All right. Everything runs simultaneously together. So, with me saying all of that, I felt something was coming towards me off of my video that someone would see in the future, and I think the ancestors didn't want me to go into that energy, so that's why my video cut off, because there wasn't enough space on it. Okay, that was a sidebar. But all of this relates. Bobby Hemet spoke on it, and I'm gonna say this because he's the first person I came across. Him and Sister Fire, Miss Stone, and Fleur Burner. Those are the main three. So 2 feminine and 1 masculine. And I remember him not talking shit, but expressing his feelings over the way he felt, how people felt about him, and what he was teaching. And how can we say that it was wrong? And how can we say that it was right? When we don't even know a whole bunch of shit ourselves right now. We're just now tapping into this shit. Right? I bring him up because Bobby has taught me a lot. Far as his teachings go, I wouldn't even call him a lecturer. Those was teachings, and he had to go through the work. He had to work with others who were doing different works, and they would tell him how his work was doing and going. I mean, their work was doing and going, and that it worked for them, and they showed him proof. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no YouTube, so everybody wasn't privy or camera ready to even share this stuff, which I think is good. Because I'm not going to share everything, but I'm going to do my best not to share everything. He used to say that the gods are fighting in the spirit realm. And he said, we're family. This is why they're trying to keep us down here, because now it's our time to take the throne back. And because of all the fuckery they did, it ain't got shit. Oh, I want to do the same thing you did to me. It ain't got shit to do with that. Karma's a motherfucker, so they have to pay. That's just like when we take the throne back. If we fuck up somewhere down the line, it has to be corrected. You get what I'm saying? So at this point in time, I think all of that is not going to be what we think it's going to be. He said they were fighting amongst themselves, and it was a family fight. Okay. That was also happening at that time too. So that means now that what's going on in the spiritual community and the conscious community, there's another infighting, but it's different. And I only say this because I was watching Young Elder's video about, I would just say false teachers or whatever. I don't know too much about those people or souls and what they came here to do and what their purpose is. I know what my purpose is, and I know what I feel when I feel it. Some of them people, I ain't naming no name. I don't give a fuck. One person I would say, and it's not to shade him, but young Pharaoh, my brother and everybody was into him. Good, because for one, he young, he our age, he had a lot of knowledge, and well, he still got a lot of knowledge. Just because he got it don't mean that he lost it. He still has it, right? And it was gravitating towards him, which is not a bad thing because I would watch him too. And I hear what he had to say about the gay stuff, and what really got me with him is when he said that I know this is another sidebar, but it all relates. He said that the reason why a lot of us turn out different with our sexuality is because when our mother was giving birth to us, there was some things that wasn't passed down, and the sex can really affect that. You know what I'm saying? And it really made me think like, okay, am I feeling this way because my mother wasn't able to give me something that she lost, that she had in her mitochondrial DNA that was supposed to be passed down? And because my father was the way he was, he only passed down what he had at that time, right? And I still have the essence of both of them within me. But what he said stuck with me. So I'm not going to disregard none of the stuff that he said. So that did stick with me, right? But that's true. I agree with him on that. And I'm not a scientist. What I will say is I saw a man who had great knowledge of self in the world, in the spirit world, and what he was learning from others. On the other hand, the reason why my spirit guides and them had me pull back is because I'm not saying he wasn't doing the work, but there wasn't no work being done. Like how I go take a bath and I bathe with the herbs and the salts and all of this stuff and doing rituals. And I'm not saying he wasn't doing rituals, but I'm not working with Oshun to take somebody's wife or husband or to even attract someone, because this is my thing and I'm going to do a video on that. If you're not committed to yourself, how the fuck do you expect someone to be committed to yourself? Be committed to you. Okay? Same thing with love. And I had to learn this because I had to learn to love myself. You know what I'm saying? How can you expect someone to love you if you're not even loving yourself? You get what I'm saying? So, but no one pointed this out. And there's a lot of people going around here doing shit. They get knowledge and they motherfucking saying shit, and you gotta catch what they say. Because this one person said, oh, I was talking to some beings and I thought they were the ancestors, but they really wasn't the ancestors. And I realized, so how do I know you still not talking to those beings and you don't know that those are not your guides? How do I know that? How do I know? Because I have my own spirit and own discernment, and it tells me about you beings that's on here on YouTube claiming to be who you are, who you're not. And you are, in some part, by pardon. But you guys are causing chaos around here. And that's cool, because we're chaotic beings. But a lot of us came here to bring order. And that's what I would do with my brothers and sisters. And we gonna bring out the real shit, the right shit, and tell people the real. Guided by true spirit, true motherfucker God. Okay? I was watching Young Elder video, and I realized, I'm finna finish watching it now. I realized in that moment as he was talking, when Bobby Hemet said, it's a family fight. It's a spiritual fight. We all family. Okay? Now, even though that was going on back then with all of them, all right, history repeats itself. So this is the repeat, right? This is the repeat because no one has healed that from within the conscious community. It's a egregore that was created and is circling back around. Not only that, we all know it takes a certain amount of time for things to materialize or manifest into this physical realm from the spiritual realm. When Bobby Hemet said that this is a family fight, he he knew what he was saying. We were fighting against the gods, which we didn't even know. When we're the children of the gods, which make us gods, excuse me, and we don't get the title of Christ or of ascended ancestor until we've done the work. Period. Ain't no going around that. As many times as I wish that that could be possible, now I know it's not. So it's you just gonna have to go through the shit. But this is what I will say. As I was finishing, that spiritual family warfare, now that egregor from the previous generation and Bobby Hemet's generation, that spirit is circling back around. So not only do you have the karma coming for those who pretend to be the bringers of light, okay, fighting amongst themselves and getting karma, now you have the conscious community circling back around to Bobby Hemet time with motherfuckers exposing the truth. But Spirit shared this with me. This was gonna happen anyway. Because they're tired of the bullshit. This was gonna happen anyway. But I had to share this because Bobby Hemet said that, and now it makes sense to our relevant now. Stay the fuck out these people way. Like for real, for real. If you know and you feel like this motherfucker's YouTuber, if you feel like something about me, kudos to you. Cause I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna kill a motherfucker. I'm not doing love rituals unless you're trying to do a ritual to love yourself, and you shouldn't even do that. You're gonna have to do the shadow work. That's the ritual to love yourself. Because I already know that. I'm going through it right now. And that dark night of the soul is not pretty. And motherfuckers say they healed, they're not. This is why we have all these problems, because they're not healed. They think they are, but they're not. And now you got all that shit that was happening in the past in our DNA. That shit's exploding. Then you got this egregor spirit from the conscious spiritual community when everybody was getting into it back then, resurfacing and circling itself back around again. And not only that, you have the karmic debt. Not only that, as Bobby Hemet said, it's a family, it's a family fight, it's a spiritual war. So that means that spiritual war that happened at that time that he was talking about, we all know it takes time for things to manifest in the physical. And I'm gonna say a few more words and leave it at that. That spirit soul of the ancestors shared with me that it could have been happened, but they held it back. Now they released it. They released the Kraken, if that's what you want to call it, whatever. The cat has been let out of the bag for specific purposes, so we could see the bullshit that's going on, so we could see these motherfuckers who playing with us, and so we could see that we need to stay the fuck out the way. Because I never claimed to be a part of the spiritual conscious community. We just are. I am, therefore I be. You are, therefore you be. That's why this is the journey of life of you and me and us as a collective. This is why that was chosen, and this is why I'm speaking today. This is part of our path. Even though a lot of us don't be a part of that shit, it still affects us because we watch others who have some type of attachment to that community. You get what I'm saying? And all this video is here for, as I'm about to approach 20 minutes and cut it off, y'all need to stay the fuck out the way, because this is a spiritual warfare. We're already in it. And then what Bobby Hemet talked about in the past about the family fight is now coming to the earth on top of all the shit that I just talked about. It's here. So now the gods in the heavens, in the dimensions, the realms, were fighting and they're still fighting. And now it has reached Earth. And guess what? The guys on Earth, as much as I wouldn't like to say it, but it's the truth. The guys on Earth is having a family fight. And it's not hard for us, but if we just, not if, because that's another word, another spell word. If an if was a fifth, you'll be drunk as fuck and you'll never get shit done. Shadow work needs to be done individually. Then we all need to come together and do this shit individually. I mean, so the reason I said it that way is because they want me to share this. I would say Bobby want me to share this. The revolution will not be televised. He said that, and a lot of other people said that, and I believe that. And Spirit showed me that the revolution will not be televised. The revolution is happening now, and you guys do not see it on TV or all on plastered over the internet, do you? No, you don't. But the revolution is happening. And you need to be in your own practice. Create your own temple. You are your temple. And invite those who are soul spirited, like-minded. Fuck the like-minded, because the like-minded, the ego gets in the way and you're dealing too much with your mind instead of being in your heart and your soul space, your solar plexus and all of that, right? I know what I'm saying is correct. So somebody hear me, like this video, leave a comment, all that good shit. This is a spiritual warfare. It's a family fight. The family fight has spilled over from the spiritual world onto the physical plane. This is the beginning of it. And we're going to see motherfuckers drop like flies and fall like motherfucking dominoes. And that's the fucking truth. And it's only so us, me and you, who are real spiritualists, can do this shit. Because when it comes to this spiritual shit, I'm going to tell you right now, Spirit don't like white lies. That's because I was told that. Spirit don't like sugarcoating. Sugarcoating is white lies. I can tell you this because Spirit showed me some things. So I'm giving you some gems in here. Okay? I'm not a liar. But sometimes I used to sugarcoat things to make people feel better. That is not good. Now being on the spiritual path and doing shadow work and knowing work, and I always like the people to still today tell me the truth. I rather accept the truth than a lie, because the truth will help me to elevate and grow. Because it's like, it'll make me take a look at myself. I've always been like that, but I didn't know that was part of spirituality. That's just who I am. And I've always been that way. Just because you having a bad day don't mean you should be throwing that shit on everybody else. That is unfair. And we live in an unfair world. Right? So, once again, this is a family fight. The family fight is here now. Bobby Hemet talked about this in the early 2000s. It took about 20 years or a little over to get here. Now it's here. The karma shit is here. Not only from just this recent modern time, but from old times, ancient times, because everybody has that DNA inside them. And now we're about to see the fighting that's going on amongst the elite, whatever they want to call themselves, is now about to happen to the Matrix people. And I call them the Matrix people because they haven't woke up yet. And or some of them tried to go back to sleep or want to go back to sleep. Those are the Matrix people. They will be fighting amongst themselves. And those who come from higher dimensional beings, through either your spirit or your soul or physicality, whatever karma that is, that's going to be dealt with too. And then you got us who are spiritualists, not only doing shadow work and dealing with our own karma from past lives, including this life. We have to join this fight when that's our time to jump in. Right now, let everybody do what they're going to do, because their time has run short. So we can really get on the real track. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we about to be on a point. We are on a point of no return, but we also are on a point of where we're about to elevate. And those who are not ready, I don't give a fuck. I don't like to use the word try, but at least if you're trying, the spirit will look out for you. Soul, guiding team, mother, father, God. Now, there is a point where they don't want you to try no more. They want you to do. So that's where I'm at. I wasn't trying. I always did because I've been into rituals and stuff like that, even since a little kid. So I never tried. I just did. But then I had to sit at a place where a cry came at a crossroads where I had to decide, do I want to continue to work or do I just leave it here? And with that, I leave this video to you on your journey and hope that it helped you. Don't get caught up in all the bullshit. And it's when it's our time to fight, we will get that call. But it's only going to be for the greater good to help us. Let the ego motherfuckers kill themselves off. All right. I love you all from a genuine place. Peace.